You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
I don't want
to do this.
You know what? I don't think we should do this.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 76. We're recording this on Sunday, August 14th. You'll be hearing this fantastic year podcast. You'll be hearing this on August 19th, 2022.
That's right.
The people, they say they don't want to hear the podcast.
They don't want to hear the podcast. They're never going to hear the podcast because I flushed it. I flushed the podcast in the toilet where it belongs. Gavin, what is your favorite? What's up?
There's a lot going on right now. There's been a lot. You're going to think that I'm lying when I say I did a lot. No, actually,
Why do they make these cans so big?
For people with big hands, because they like them. The people, they love them.
I don't have big hands. Look how big they are.
Yeah, I actually did a lot this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, I slept until 3:45 today and yesterday, and then on Friday I woke up at 8 and drove here in St. Charles to my doctor's office.
Heard of it.
And got my blood drawn, just like, preliminary. Hey, let's see if everything's functioning all right. Let's see how pre-diabetic you are. What's up?
Did you have to draw your blood?
No.
Or did they? Okay.
They put it on a board. They put it on a board, and then they rolled it out, and they said, "All right, we're gonna draw your blood. Here's what it looks like."
Right. Well, I was gonna say, was it like chalk? With
Yeah.
These markers?
It was a dry erase board.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So they pulled that out, and I told them, I said I'm gonna pass out, or I don't do well around blood, but I don't think they knew what that meant. Based off of my reaction.
Which is interesting because it seems pretty straightforward what it means.
Yeah, because afterwards they're like, make sure to tell them that you want to that they should draw your blood laying down next time. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
They actually draw my blood on a cross. They hang me on a cross and they take my blood that way. Because otherwise I try and fight them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta warn you guys, as soon as that
you're
needle
like that
goes
Jesus. You're like that Jesus picture. He's got huge muscles and he's ripping the cross in half.
Yeah. I ripped the cross. I tell them, I said, you guys gotta strap me down because I'll start swinging when you guys stick the needle in.
Right. So I did do that. No, but that was it wasn't a horrifying experience because I've had horrifying experiences. This was just like, I wish I wasn't like this kind of experience.
I've had a few of those recently.
I'm like, I wish I was able to just get my blood drawn and walk away, because it seems like there was a couple other old people, like old geezers, that came in and got their blood taken. For obvious reasons, they're probably on warfarin or a tour or something.
Right.
Something
Also,
they need to be.
Their skin is made of paper.
That too.
So.
Well, it's also whenever people start talking about blood or like bloodborne illnesses, I get really like.
Like HIV and stuff?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. Like in 7th grade, I almost passed out in science class because someone was talking about my science teacher. I actually forgot the name of that science teacher.
Dead.
No, she's still alive for sure. Well, she said that like her son reached puberty really early or something like that. And I wanted to
humble brag.
Yeah, humble brag.
My son's balls dropped really early.
He was like 7.
He has a cock on him.
He's gonna be 5'4" max.
My son is 7 and he's got a hog and a half.
No, so like
hog heaven.
So hog heaven. So she was talking about getting blood work done and all this stuff like that for her son, and I'm like, she's talking about it, and I'm just like falling lower and lower into my seat. Like every time she says something, I'm just like, I don't know why, but I just got really hot and very like lightheaded, and my vision started to go black, and like I was going to pass out.
But you didn't.
But I didn't, and I came into the front of the classroom and like walked to the teacher's desk while she was telling the story. I'm like, I'm gonna pass out, and so the nurse came up and brought a wheelchair up and wheeled me down, and then my mom picked me up, and I fell asleep at home.
I remember in high school, I think if I'm remembering it correctly, I was going to the bathroom during class, and I ran into you full speed. No, I ran into you in the hallway, and you were like, yeah, they were talking about like, AIDS or something. Not trying to like make a link here, but that's just probably what they were talking about. And you're like, and I just knew I had to get out of there because it wasn't going to be
It was
good.
during health class, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
like,
it was something.
Yeah,
it was in high school, though, and it was just funny.
And I know that it's going to happen. Like, I can feel it. Like, there was one time, and even in college, they were talking about, I think we were watching a short film called Chasing the Dragon, where it was about, like, drug addicts and, like, how awful it can be. And, like, these people were, like, drinking, like, water off the street and then, like, injecting, like, meat tenderizer into their veins in jail and stuff like that. So that stuff made me pass out as well. I was, like, in the back of the classroom. This was for a lunch and learn.
Oh, you did pass out this time.
No. And I was wearing my Apple Watch, and it didn't alert me or anything like that because you have to be 22 to be alerted to weird. You have to be 22 years old to get any type of alerts about your heart for some reason. Don't know why. If you were 21, I don't know why, but if you're 21 and you try to like get like your EKG on your watch, Apple Watch set up, it won't let you. You have to be 22. Don't know why.
What the fuck?
Don't know why.
I want to look that up sometime
me
and
too.
figure out why that is. But okay, go on.
So anyway, I noticed that I was starting to get like I was sinking into my seat lower and my breathing got shallower and shallower. And I eventually just sat outside of the classroom until like I was breathing normally and like my vision was black. I obviously looked pale. But
you did not pass.
But I did not pass out. These are all very close to passing out, but I didn't. And even at the doctor's office on Friday. So like they put it in.
So now back to Friday.
Now back to Friday, real life, not fake.
Not fake.
Not
life.
fake at all. And they poked my skin, and it's a hard pinch. Like it was a really hard pinch, and again, I'm not sure where this comes from, but
mine does that too. But that's because I'm big bone.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where this condition comes from because I don't think my mom or dad has like any issue with it, but not to speak for them or anything. Not to speak for them.
Yeah. Can you just let your parents like speak for themselves?
Yeah. Let me call them. So I'm like in the middle of talking, like I'm talking about. I'm like looking away. I didn't even look at it. Like I'm looking away. I'm just like talking in like the seat where they have like the fault. Like it folds down in front of you so you can lay down. Like, with your head, like it's like a high chair. It's
so
like an adult high chair
to make sure you don't fall on the ground.
Yeah, fall out, and also so like you can lay your head down. So
so
I'm not looking, and I'm talking, and I'm like, I know that they're drawing the blood, and my body is just like they're taking blood out of you right now, and I was just like, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna pass out, and I told them that, and I like put my head back, but they were trying to get blood still, and the loudest I blacked out. Like I obviously could, I remember it, and I remember all the stuff like that, but it was like I couldn't see, like my vision was black, and I was like and like the loudest sounds were playing in my ear. Like I don't know what it was, but it was like my head was it was insane. Like I described it to Carson earlier, but it was like there's a scene in Nope where like these people get sucked up into the alien, and that horrible, awful screaming and just sound, just fucking noise was going through my head at that point in time. Don't know why, but that's what I felt. And they're like, "Oh, he's gonna pass out," and I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna pass out. I'm right here. Like I'm good." And I'm like, I'm okay.
Right
I just
here, but please stop screaming in my ear.
And then I started gagging. I don't know why, but I just started gagging and wanted to throw up.
What?
So
what the fuck?
I'm
not gonna pass out.
I'm not gonna pass out. And they're like, "Oh, he's gonna puke," but I had fasted, so there was nothing to puke.
Yeah.
So
why are they talking like in third person about you? Oh, he's gonna pass out. I'm not gonna.
Because there was like
he's gonna puke.
There's like there were three people I think that ended up coming in to hold me down. No, there was someone training watching it happen, or someone who was a trainer watching someone who was training draw the blood out of me, and they called someone else to like help, bring stuff in and like grab like a ice pack and stuff like that. So they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna sit," and I was still kind of like coughing afterwards, but they're like, "Oh, it ended up being fine. I hope they got enough." I was like, "You get enough?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got enough," because I thought they were still doing it, and then I looked over and then it was all wrapped up already. So I was like, "Okay, whatever." I thought they were still doing it,
Right?
Because in second grade, whenever I had my kidney problems, I had to get blood drawn like a lot of blood drawn all the time, and got kind of, I guess, used to it. It was kind of but it was like a different kind of thing. It wasn't like it was like it was like to open air. It was like I don't know how they were doing it.
They put air into your blood.
Yeah. No, but it was like into open air. It wasn't like into a bag or like a tube or anything like that. It was like into like a vial, like a little test tube vial.
What about open air? What?
It was like, I don't know. The way that they had it was like, it wasn't like it was like the needle wasn't attached to a bag or running to anything. It was just like a little cup at the end of I'm not kidding, at the end of the needle.
What
like
the
as
fuck?
if they were like going to like basically like pour my blood out into like a thing. I don't know how they were doing it. Again, I passed out. But I did notice that it was a cup and not like to a bag or, something
Right.
that was hanging,
And like they're going to drink out of that cup.
Yeah. And so, like it was, and I just remember like the certain needle being called like a butterfly needle, and like you couldn't feel it, couldn't hear it. So it was just a lot easier to do it whenever I was younger. But now it's like there's two reasons why I haven't been able to donate blood. I don't weigh enough. I didn't weigh enough in high school to donate blood. Like I think I had to be 120. I had to be 120. I was like 115 for most of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I would still be lightheaded and pass out. And
Right.
And like there were so many people that got sent home after those blood drives at school. Like I would have gotten sick.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it was like
It's kind of a weird thing if you think about it.
Yeah.
A blood drive out of high school.
I mean,
it's kind of weird.
It's young people blood, so
Right. I think it's something to do with the deep state, actually.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
I gave blood once, and this is the first time I've ever felt like I was going to pass out, was whenever I gave blood in high schole. And I was sitting there, I'm like, yeah, I'm chilling. And then all of a sudden I got hot, and I was like, ooh, you're going to want to leave me back. I was just like, something doesn't feel right. And then I was fine.
Yeah,
but I
I
just got like weirdly hot.
I always get very hot whenever it happens.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, okay.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah. It felt like the first time I did. Go on.
Yeah. So I ended up doing that and getting up and walking away fine. They had me do a pee test because of the kidney problems, just to see like if there were any residual problems from that.
What's the kidney problems you had? I had heard about it.
I had untreated strep throat that turned into glomerular nephritis. Where
Whoa, that's a thing that can happen?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen if you don't get your strep throat treated. It was not neglect from my parents. It wasn't a severe case of strep throat. It was just like
Phil.
Yeah, it was just like
malnourished.
Yeah. It was just
kidding.
like
Love you guys.
it was just like I don't know, it just wasn't that bad, and I didn't think much of it. And near my mom, it was just kind of like whatever. So after that point, every time that we felt even slightly sick, my mom made sure to take us to the doctor's office.
Okay, so you had strep throat, and then like what happened?
So like I
after that?
woke up one day and my face was swollen and fat, and
Was it yellow?
no, it wasn't yellow. That would be like jaundice and like
Like I'm from a
liver
kidney?
issue.
Oh, liver.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I owe you $20.
Yeah. So I woke up and everything was swollen. My fingers, my stomach, everything was swollen. I looked fat. Like I did.
There's a
I think
picture.
there is a picture somewhere, but it was
Okay.
like it was bad. Like my eyes were swollen. Like, and I could bite the insides of my cheeks. Like that was like how swollen they were. Because my blood wasn't getting filtered, so I just had a lot of extra stuff.
Lots of soot.
Yeah, a lot of stuff lying around in my blood. So, basically, my kidneys weren't filtering. They weren't filtering my blood.
Wow.
Like for a while. And so I had to go on a low sodium diet because to make the kidneys just circulate blood and not just unnecessary stuff.
You're like my grandpa, but you were 7.
Yeah, exactly. So
Jesus.
I was out for like a week. or 2 out of school. I
They
remember
give you
having-
meds for that?
No, it was just like low sodium diet. As far as I know,
Really?
it was just a low sodium diet. As far as I remember, it was just low sodium diet and with a couple like peanut cup tests every once in a while.
Right. That's how you said peanut cup.
Yeah, but it was like dark tea colored pee with a
Jeez.
bunch of bubbles.
You had like an old person's experience at the age of
Yeah.
7.
So
You were destined to play an old person. In every
I always have
play.
been. So I had that happen, and so then after this is today or on Friday, after I got my blood drawn, I was able to walk and function good enough. I was like on the way to the doctor's office, I got a notification on my car that I needed an oil change. So I'm like, let me go get an oil change. So I got an oil change. It took me like an extra like probably 45 minutes. I was just like, I'm not doing anything. Like I got work at 2. It's like 10 in the morning.
And then you saw the receipt and passed out.
Yeah.
Oh boy, are those gas prices high or what?
So
you get an oil change.
yeah, so I got an oil change because they were waiting for filters. So they're like, we're waiting on filters, so you're gonna have to wait for a little while. I'm like, okay. So they got filters, got those replaced for them. Got my oil changed in and out, and then I was like, I need to go get a haircut. So I walked over to the sport. I drove over to the Sport Clips, parked there, and I walked in. It was like 10 in the morning, 10:15, and I'm like, they're like, did you sign in online? I'm like, no. And they're like, all right, well, it's gonna be like a 2-hour walk-in wait. And I'm like, okay, cool. I just turned around and walked out, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Smoothie King. So I went to Smoothie King, got a smoothie. Then I drove over.
They gave you a haircut.
And they gave me a haircut, free of charge.
Nice.
And then went to Great Clips, got a haircut there, and then went home, napped for an hour and a half, and then went to Potbelly for lunch, and then went to lunch. And then went to lunch, and then went to work, and then worked from 2 to 10:30, and then drove home one of my coworkers because that was nice.
Oh, that was your long. Oof! What a terrible day to.
It was. I was on one that day.
You were, man.
I felt
I'm proud of you.
I felt great after getting like maybe whatever the smallest thing out of most people will take like a pint of blood when they're donating blood,
Right.
like the smallest version of blood.
You filled a Dixie cup.
Yeah, I
full of
did.
Blood.
That's actually probably how much it was.
Maybe a little
Somewhere
less.
around there. So
Wow.
yeah.
Did you know the sun could be up that long?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
But whenever I
First
went to
time.
go get lunch, or whenever I went to go get dinner on Friday, the sun was already down. It was like 8 o'clock, and I was like, damn, where'd the time go?
Damn. Wait, did you go get lunch during work?
No, before work. But work,
Oh.
you get a lunch period break. But I just call
Right.
it lunch. We just call it lunch on dinner shift.
Right.
Dinner, lunch, dinner.
Yeah,
same shit.
right. I don't know that. I don't know that life. Never had
Carson
to work.
doesn't
Never
work.
had to work a day job in my life.
Yeah, of course doesn't work.
That's something to brag about, man. Fuck a day job, dude. I
Yeah.
never had to work a day job in my life.
Yeah, work all night jobs.
I work at night. Wow. Anything else that happened this weekend?
No,
Because you've had 2 days off now.
Yeah.
What did you do on your Saturday?
Slept until 3 or 4. Went to Cane's and played video games till 4 in the morning last night.
Wow.
And then
What
woke up
video
today.
games?
MLB The Show and GTA.
Of course.
Yep.
You excited for GTA 6?
Yeah, so excited, man. No, I've just been replaying like the GTA 5 story. There's a lot of stuff to do in that game.
Wow. And then you didn't do anything today. You woke up and you
Woke up and had a couple Dr. Peppers and played video games, and then went to Max with you, and then went to Andy's.
Now we're here.
Now we're here.
So getting back to your blood thing.
My blood thing.
What? Yeah, you're.
I'm not sure why that is. That just kind of happens.
They're really bruised up. I get
kind of
real.
what happens whenever it just happens.
It happens to me too. I get real bruisey. I get real bruise brothers. I had like scars on my hands from the 2 IVs, the 2 IVs I had in me when I broke my neck. Maybe I'll tell that story sometime. Excuse me, Joe Namath. Yeah,
Joe, please.
Your time has passed.
We did it.
Did an earthquake just happen right in that area?
Yeah.
And I had those scars.
Joe, we did it.
We did it, Joe. That was laying down, but that's okay. Just put it together how you want it, huh?
Yeah.
How about you just do what you want to? So I had scars there for a long time, and it also hurt for a long time too, right there, which was weird. So that's my blood story. But they missed my vein and went right into my heart. No, actually, when did they miss my vein? They actually have a really tough time. Contrary to popular belief, they actually have a really hard time finding my veins. Like they really do. They can never find them. I mean, like, can you find my vein? You probably can't see it.
Can you see the vein? Wow. No, I can't.
No, exactly, man. Show me your vein.
You can see them.
Yeah, see? You're translucent.
I'm a fucking vampire.
They can never find it. They're like tying me up. They'll put like a vice grip on my arm and they still can't find the vein.
They tie my jaw down.
Yeah, because I start biting.
Yeah.
Why do you think you pass out? Like, what?
Don't know. Wish I knew, but I don't.
Is it?
There is a medical condition.
I want to talk about.
There is a medical condition called it.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called.
Omnitrosis.
Yeah, but it's like I'll have to look it up. But there is
Omnidextrohydrosis.
Yeah, yep.
Like, but you can.
It's called vasovagal syncope.
Bless you. But can't like. And what is like the definition of it?
It's because of the temporary lowering of blood pressure. That means I got really good blood pressure, but it's like, hey, you're going way too low. You know, it's like whenever you puncture something, like your vein, it's like puncturing a tire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the air is going to,
right.
fall out. So that's the blood pressure. There's no more pressure going through. So now your body has to work harder to compensate for that.
But isn't it more of a phobia for you? Because you're afraid about even just hearing about it.
I don't know.
Because that doesn't have nobody's puncturing you when a teacher's talking about it, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And if they are, we're gonna have to call the FBI. Because that's just
Yeah, I mean it's called vasovagal syncope, and I even looked up. Talking about blood makes me weak, and that's what came up. It's hemophobia, it's the fear of blood, but
so let's say you get a pretty bad cut.
I'm fine.
Let's say you scrape your elbow on
Fine.
the ground.
I've helped my mom whenever she got.
Oh right.
I've helped her, help her with that.
And that wasn't like
that was more
central.
Nope.
But just the blood itself.
Yep. No, it's not even just the blood. It's just the thought of it. But it's because sudden drop of the heart rate or blood pressure that occurs when the body overreacts to triggers such as the sight of blood or extreme emotional distress. Vaso also refers to the blood vessels, and vagal refers to the vagus nerve, and syncope refers to a loss of consciousness.
But it's not even the sight of blood that freaks you out.
It's not yeah.
But I mean, obviously it can be different things. That's just interesting to me. Because I've heard about people,
It's an evolutionary fear reflex, according to PopSci.
Right. It's like fight or flight.
Yeah. And that my body goes into full flight mode.
Yeah, flight mode.
Yeah. And
your body's just
but,
nope.
That's but I remember I think I was in psychology class when we were talking about that. Like vasovagal syncope. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely what I have. Because I can't do it. I can't do anything with it.
Self-diagnosis.
Yeah, and then I'm sure the nurses will probably tell my doctor about that. Put that under the diagnoses list.
I hope so. See, the nurses would put that under mine, and my doctor wouldn't even give a shit about it. My doctor's so funny, man. He's no bullshit about anything. He's just straight up about everything. He doesn't care about anything else that's happened. He lives life in the moment.
Where did he go?
Talking about my doctor?
Yeah, where did he go?
I don't know, man. He's gone. Wow, what a thing for you this past weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, my weekend? It was kind of busy.
That's a good bit. One of my favorites.
I worked a wedding yesterday. Typical blue collar as usual.
Yeah, typical blue collar wedding.
Nothing out of the ordinary. And it was fun though. It was a fun one.
Down in the Herman
Squirmin, as we call it here in the city. Didn't really get to see much of Herman. Got to see a lot of river.
They dyed the river blue.
Yeah, they did for St. Patrick's Day. Just in
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good one though. It was a good chill one. Lots of party time going on during the reception.
A lot easy listening.
A lot of easy listening tracks. I think the guy who was DJ. This is the first time it's ever happened. So I think the guy who was DJing is a radio DJ, because he literally would play his tag during his DJ set. He was like, "Man, you're listening to DJ Bubble Butt. This is from Hot 104.1."
All right.
Like, I was like,
those guys really wanted that radio DJ on their wedding.
Yeah, and he played all of his tags. And
they put him on their wedding registry. They said, we want him.
They put him on the Rotary Club.
Yeah. They said, woo, 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 woo. They're a bunch of juggalos.
Right. Drinking Faygo.
Yeah.
They actually had a Faygo fountain. It was crazy.
Really?
Can you say that in 2022? Can you say Faygo in 2022? Other than that, nothing much really happened. I can't remember anything that happened on Friday.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, probably. Played disc golf.
Oh yeah, played disco golf
today.
Played
disco golf today. It was fun, but it was hard, man. I was playing like shit today. Playing like absolute garbage, and I lost a disc on the first hole, right off the tee. Shanked it, right in a tree. Gone forever. I don't care. I hate the disc. Fuck it.
Fuck that.
Ask me if I care about the disc.
Do you care about that disc?
No, I don't fucking care about it.
Okay.
It's gone. I don't want it anymore.
Yep.
And then my brother was nice enough to give me one of his pro level discs.
So you're gonna get some more pro level discs then?
Yeah, I want to. I got beginners right now, and I can't throw them
for the dime.
Can't throw them for a dime.
Hey, yo, go long.
But that's been my weekend, really. Nothing.
That's why I didn't ask.
There's really just nothing going on. Had a pretty chill week.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Nothing special happened there.
It was my first year since being a freshman, not involved in anything relating to orientation week or anything.
Right. Which is now?
Yeah, they moved in today, and and the orientation's this week. So.
Wow. Are you heckling them? Are you driving by and heckling
them?
Hey! Hey! You guys gonna be pharmacists? Can you write me a prescription?
Freshman, fresh meat.
Does that feel nice?
No,
you feel good about that?
No, I kind of wish I was still doing it, but another part of me is that like I've talked about it before, but I feel like I have like that negative energy. Whenever I had that negative energy last year, especially.
Yeah, I heard that you were like screaming at freshmen.
Yeah. No, it wasn't like that, but it was just kind of like I wasn't like enthusiastic as I was like my sophomore year, my junior year, even though like COVID did kind of bring down the junior year orientation whenever I was doing that, because it was really awkward. It was really awkward for two reasons. One of them was because I need that we had to wear masks everywhere. There was like you like no matter where you went, you had to wear masks.
Put the mask on.
And also like their entire senior year was taken away from them, so it was just really awkward. Or like the ending of senior year stuff was like really hard, and it was like I kept reminiscing about my senior year and like how cool it was to be here on campus freshman year and all that stuff like that. But then it wasn't like that anymore, and I was just kind of like realizing that a lot. The more I talked about it, I'm like, oh, right, you guys aren't able to do that or that or that or that. So then last year I was like, well, to be honest with you, I don't remember a lot of last year. Don't know why. I just don't remember a lot of the beginning of last year. Beginning of last school year. I got sick during orientation week, and I was out for most of training, and then like I was there for a few days, but I couldn't talk.
I do remember that. Yeah,
it was severe. It was one of the weirdest things. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't pneumonia. Wasn't mono. Wasn't strep throat. I got every diagnostic test possible, twice, basically, and I surprisingly didn't run my money dry. But ended up giving me a steroid shot, and I felt better. But that was it was bummer because I dreaded having to talk that entire week because of my voice sounding bad. And then I also ended up teaching that semester, which also I don't remember a lot of at all. And I felt, I don't know, I just, I feel like I had like that jadedness of going to school for 4 years kind of was a full swing for me. It was just kind of like,
right.
I don't know what else you guys want me to say, but it's not,
It's not
have fun while you can, but, it's not going to last forever.
Right.
Freshman year is only 1 year. So, it doesn't get much more fun than freshman year. So,
what a downer.
Yeah. And I felt like I was just a downer last year for a lot of things, but this year it looks like they have a really good group going for them. And also a few of my friends aren't doing it anymore. There was like Bear moved away. One of my friends, Bear, she was like one of the coordinators last year, but she also got sick during.
Is she not going to your school anymore?
Yeah, she graduated, so she's going to graduate school in Montana.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, so good for her. So
she just did 4?
Yeah, she did 4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So she wasn't going to be a pharmacist anyway. She didn't want to, but she decided on doing.
Why'd she go to a pharmacy school?
Well, it was at the time, but then it turned into like a science school. So now it's a science school, health sciences school, health sciences and pharmacy.
But did she know that when she first went there?
Yeah, there was another degree option that wasn't pharmaceutical sciences.
No. Right.
So she ended up switching to that later.
I'm trying to call her out or anything. I know
Yeah.
she listens.
Yeah, she does.
think.
She does. Yeah, she texted
Shout
me
out to
recently
Bear.
about it. But it looks like they have a really good group this year of a lot of fresh faces. People. Actually, I think I taught last year or 2 years ago, which is exciting to see that those people are doing leadership things. It's going to be weird because I'm so used to people knowing me on campus, and to have an entire year not know who I am on campus is going to be strange. Because a lot of people will see me and they'll wave to me, but I won't know who they are. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, oh, yeah, you're an orientation leader. I'm going to wave to you. And I always say, hey, wave to me if you see me whenever I'm during orientation week. But I don't know their names, but they always know mine.
And they wave at you and you're like,
I'm like, who the hell are you? Stop waving at me.
can you not wave at me, dude?
Yeah.
Trying to remain low profile.
But I'm excited for this year because I have a lot less responsibilities going forward. I still have to be a class president and like coordinate stuff for that, but because this is technically the last episode before school starts for me. So
Right. Yeah.
so I'm just talking about this upcoming, but I'm not doing the plays or the theater this year,
Right.
which is gonna be really nice because that means I have Wednesday nights and Friday nights and Saturday mornings to myself.
Now that you can work those.
No, I'm not working those. I would rather.
Oh,
not.
right. Not mornings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I wouldn't be working morning shift anyway, but
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be, but the thing is that I wouldn't see a lot of these freshmen anyway, because in the professional school, it's like an entirely different building, and now every single class is in that building. So
Segregated.
yeah,
Professionals and
Yeah.
the non.
yeah, and the non-professionals. Hopefully, we're not in the auditorium this fucking semester. Jesus Christ, that was awful.
Because there's just so many people.
No, just COVID restrictions.
Oh, right.
Now, 2 years ago,
Thanks, Brandon.
2 years ago, whenever it was the P1 class, the first professional year class, they had assigned seating in there, and they had to be a certain amount of spaces away from other people, and they had like zip-tied seats closed so that nobody would sit there. Like, it was very strict.
Wow.
And then last year, whenever we were doing it, it was kind of sit wherever, but you still have to be in the classroom, or not even the classroom, the fucking auditorium. And I say it like that because it was awful to hear. A lot of things went wrong for the professors. There was just a lot of teaching issues. You wouldn't record some days. It wouldn't show up on the projector some days. It wouldn't, there was always something. The mic wouldn't work. The mic was out of batteries. The computer wouldn't turn on. All this bullshit.
So then they would roll out the TV and play a movie.
Yeah, play VHS. And I'm excited because I get to like use my brain again because I have not used my brain like at all this summer. Like, not to a point of like, digging deep or trying to get a deeper level of understanding of anything. It was just very surface level. I know how to do this, so I'm gonna do it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
No like critical thinking or anything like that. But with this, I'm gonna have to actually like. I'm excited because I'm going to try this semester my best to study and get the best amount of information as I can out of this semester because I don't have those responsibilities to have
Right.
to worry about anymore.
Right. I was actually thinking about going back to school to study critical race theory. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Actually, bringing that up brings up an interesting point. I saw a TikTok where a elementary school teacher in Florida got all of his history books taken away by the state because people were claiming that critical race theory was being taught in elementary schools.
Nice. That seems to make sense to me.
I think he was like a 4th grade history teacher, and he does not have any books in his classroom anymore.
Well, roll out the TV.
Yeah, and that's all the comments were. They're like, all right, well, guess they're rolling out the TV then.
Right.
So
what a nightmare we live in.
Pretty cool, pretty nice hellscape.
I'm not gonna speak on it because there isn't anything that hasn't been said, but wow.
But I'll tell you what else is in Florida.
Ron DeSantis
and Mar-a-Lago.
That's true. Speaking of Mar-a-Lago, Gavin, Trump actually got swatted while on a Twitch live stream recently in Mar-a-Lago. He was playing a golf simulator, and he got swatted by a group of bad boys.
Bad boys. What
No,
you gonna
Trump.
Sorry.
In my opinion, should not have gotten raided by the FBI. I do not think what he did was wrong.
This is a good clip. This is the clip from the stream.
That is SoCap, Junior. I just pulled your IP. I've got it right now.
No, you don't. Huh. Say it.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where you're from.
That's not. Hey!
Oh, I just pulled your IP. 308 Negra Aurora Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's you, isn't it?
No.
I'm on Google Earth right now. I see a pizza on your roof.
That's my grandma's house. Nice try.
No, what? So you're playing at your grandmother's house? You're a loser. Don't even joke to me. You're a loser. Playing at grandma's. What is she gonna make you? That is.
And that was
that was the reason why he got. That's the reason why he got swatted.
Yeah, Walt Jr. swatted him. Actually, it's quite crazy. No, so Trump got raided by the FBI. Well, his Mar-a-Lago home got raided by the FBI. He didn't get raided. He was fine, I'm sure.
He was raided.
He was
raided.
I saw a guy at the gym.
Rated X.
I saw a guy at the gym the other day. Man, he was raided.
He was raided.
He had a roid raid.
He was raided.
He had roid raid. Yeah, his Mar-a-Lago home.
They forcefully took away documents from his. They accessed his safe. They went in his safe.
I heard that they actually strapped Barron down to the ground and force-fed him his own spit.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
I heard that Barron was playing the Xbox and he just showed them to the safe.
Yeah. And then he said a bunch of racial slurs.
And also said that he could cross up Kyrie Irving and LeBron James. I'll dunk on your ass.
Right, exactly.
LeBron James. Because
He
he's like
said that
6'7"
his dad
or
could beat up
6'8"
their
or something
dad.
like that.
Right, Barron?
Yeah.
For sure.
Big boy.
Because he
Allegedly.
Well, not allegedly. It's very obvious.
Well, he said, it's funny because, and one of his truths, he said that they planted evidence of the nuclear secrets.
Correct.
Of the nuclear files and documents.
Yeah. So
they planted it. They planted the evidence.
Right. So he took a bunch of documents
home from the White House.
Yeah, when he left office, and which you cannot do, of course. And when they noticed it, they very nicely asked him to return it. I'm sure a bunch of times before it even went public.
Yeah. That
they were asking for him to return it. Still didn't. And
there was no leaks either. The FBI had this like down to the microcosm of it.
And then they were like, "Well, we got to take these back from you."
And then they were also like, "Trump, it'd probably be best if you don't broadcast this live. This isn't going to be good for you."
Right.
And he's like, "They're raiding my home.
They're taking it all." So they raided his home and took back the documents and went through his wife's panty drawer, as another one of his truths said, that they left Melania's closet in a
he
mess.
truthed 29 minutes ago about this.
Oh, yeah? What did he say?
America has never suffered this kind of abuse in law enforcement. For the FBI to raid the home of the 45th president of the United States, or any president for that matter, is totally unheard of and unthinkable. This break-in was a sneak attack on democracy, our republic, and was both unannounced and done at a time when the president was not even present. It was for political, not legal reasons, and our entire country is angry, hurt, and greatly embarrassed by it. Make America great again.
I think Trump needs to do a little research about other things the FBI has done before he maybe says that. But that's what he wants to do, you know. He wants to get everybody all fired up about it. And Steven Crowder,
he has truth a fucking lot about this.
Yeah, man, he's been
like
on one. Right.
Like it is long. This man is going and going.
It's working for him, man. This will lead up to his campaign announcement. I can almost guarantee it. He's using this as an opportunity, man. You know, if there's one thing you can say about Trump is he's smart, man. He's a smart man, all right? He needs to be using that stuff for good, not evil, though. But yeah, man, Steven Crowder cried about it on his live stream. Lots of people very upset about it, seemingly for some reason.
John Voight said something about it too.
John Voight, good guy. He
said, "Let us pray that Donald Trump rises from this evil act upon him and makes a hashtag comeback stronger than ever. Barbaric actions against Trump only prove that the evil ones are afraid. This will only show that the hashtag Democrat fools are guilty of lies and tricks."
Right.
Read truth if you agree.
It's a very big deal to have your home raided for sure. And
make America great again.
In case you didn't know, if your home gets raided, and they find nothing really happens.
Yeah.
So if you're innocent, there's really no reason to freak out about it. But he's obviously not, and they did find what they were looking for. And I don't know. Apparently, they unveiled the warrant, but it was leaked, and it's not been proven. I mean, it kind of was that there were nuclear documents in there. Now, people were joking about it being the launch codes, but obviously that would not do anything. They changed those. I know for sure because I know what the codes are. And so that was leaked out. But they're thinking it's like espionage, right? Is that what the term I'm looking for, right?
Yeah,
where you're
violating the Espionage Act.
Yeah, you're trying to
10-year penalties for each document.
Yeah, so they're thinking that it's some sort of Russian collusion, or I mean not Russian, but colluding with other world leaders. My guess is just Russia because of his very unusual takes about how great Putin is and such. But yeah, man, he was asked nicely, didn't give him back, so they did for once, the FBI did what they were supposed to, which they shouldn't even have asked him nicely
2 days ago.
About it. They should have just done it.
They should, yeah. I mean,
and
I think
they
should.
Did. I mean, he
wasn't
really
even home,
be
so it's like, well, fuck you, dude.
Right,
like,
he really should just be arrested at this point because that should be a
he tweeted
thing in itself.
He truthed this 2 days ago. He said, "Nuclear weapons issue is a hoax, just like Russia. Russia was a hoax. 2 impeachments were a hoax. The Mueller investigation was a hoax, and much more. Some sleazy people involved. Why wouldn't the FBI allow the inspection of areas at Mar-a-Lago with our lawyers or others present? Made them wait outside in the heat, wouldn't let them get even close, and said absolutely not. Planting information, anyone? Reminds me of a Christopher Steele dossier."
Who is that, by the way?
I don't know.
I have no idea either. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know why they would let lawyers in the first place. It doesn't really make much sense.
Someone tweeted, "Sure, stealing nuclear secrets is bad, but have you considered the threat of a gender-neutral Mr. Potato Head?"
Holy shit.
That's a callback.
That could be bad. Wait, I think I might have something in here about that. About Mr. Potato Head. Let's see. Yeah, here we are.
"I just took a pliers and I cut the prick off my Mr. Potato Head."
Yeah, it's true, and that's pretty scary. But yeah, I mean, this is not the first time that Trump has done things with his documents. Pictures were released recently of handwritten documents written by Mr. Trump that were ripped up and tried to be flushed down a toilet, but they're just sitting in a toilet.
That is a pretty good picture.
Yeah, quite interesting. So this is nothing new. This is all old news, fake news. about these documents, and we'll see what happens from it. I think it's going to be a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. We'll see, though.
You know, I think it's just, you know, it's going to be like everything else that's happened. It's going to be like, whoa, that's crazy. Whoa. He's not going to get put in jail no matter what happens.
Unless he
That's
does.
just I don't think he ever will be. There's
He'll get away
there's
with
just, there's no way. He knows too many people. He's got too much weight. He's got too much weight, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you've seen that picture of him
Wow.
standing.
Yeah, man. He's got a dump trucker on him, though.
Yeah. He's like a horse. He's like a centaur, but without the back of the horse.
Melania is one lucky lady. Well, Gavin, we debuted a segment last week called Nextdoor Drama. I still don't have a theme song for it. My plan is to come with that next week. I just had an idea pop up into my head right now about what that theme song would be. So be prepared for a theme song next week. But in case you don't know, this is a new, hopefully weekly segment where I will pull stories from this app called Nextdoor, which if you don't know, it's like a forum for everybody in your neighborhood. Mostly just a blog post.
What's up, forum?
What's up, forum? Mostly a blog post for white women to complain about riffraff in their neighborhood, especially if you live in my neighborhood that is predominantly white, which is just the truth. I didn't plan it to be that way. It just happens to be how this area of Missouri is. Can you believe that? A red state. So
Who would have thought?
who would have thought? I pull a story from that, break it down into different speaking parts. I give one to Gavin, I give one to me. If we have a guest, we give one to them. Set it to music. We have sound effects, and we read it like a little improv soap opera. And this week we have one about some bad boys on some motorcycles.
The mild ones.
And And Gavin will be reading the main part of Jose. Won't read the last name, of course. And I will be reading the part of, let's say, Sammy is my name. I'm a woman. My name is Sammy. So Gavin will be reading the part of Jose. And without further ado, let me get that music going. Gavin, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hey there, St. Charles. On Wednesday evening, August 10th, 2022, I experienced a road rage incident. I was driving on South 5th Street when a pair of bikers suddenly followed my car. I made a left turn on the streets of St. Charles, but they just kept following. Made several weird turns since I know my way around, and they kept following me. Tried to make another turn to lose them, but I was forced to slow down because of the open-air concert in the streets of St. Charles. Tried to reverse. I tried to reverse, but they blocked me in. I didn't want to hurt the bikers, so I slowly drove forward till I could turn, at which point I grabbed my cell phone and called 911. The older man was laughing when he saw me trying to reverse and then stop. They must have seen me grab my phone. God damn it. They must have seen me grab my phone because they drove away. I later talked to the police at the convention center and told them what happened. I told them that the two were possibly drunk and or high, and that the way that they were following me, if I didn't know they were there and I suddenly braked, they would have slammed into my vehicle. If I kept reversing without noticing them, they could have gotten hurt. They didn't really do anything other than follow me around. They didn't hit my car or overly threaten me. They were driving motorcycles, which required them to stretch their arms out straight. One of the bikers was an older gentleman, possibly early 40s to early 50s, with short graying hair. He was wearing shades with big lenses. The other biker was a younger man, possibly mid-20s, with short hair. Neither of the bikers were wearing helmets. I didn't recognize any of them. I don't know if they lived around here.
This is horrible. Can't imagine how scared you were.
Actually, I'm used to this. Though I haven't experienced a lot of it since 2021. Jesus Christ! I didn't know where this was going. Okay.
Yeah, I think the motorcycles are. I think we're good with the motorcycles. All right, get back into character. Come on.
In 2019, 2 former friends of mine falsely accused me of sexually harassing one of our other friends who had no idea this was happening. The story mutated from 1 woman to 3 and from 3 women to underage girls. I got stalked at work and in the community. People would show up where I worked at the time, schnooks meat and seafood departments, just to stare me down. Are you laughing at me?
Oh, God. Certainly not.
Just to stare me down.
Certainly not.
I would get threatening calls and messages from random people when going someplace new. I'd sometimes get a message later on not to come back or they'd call the cops on me. Thankfully, my coworkers noticed what was happening and promised to back me up if anything happened. Getting chased by only 2 bikers while I'm in a much larger vehicle was more irritating than anything else. I didn't want to hurt these 2 idiots and they were wasting my time.
More and more people today seem to take delight in harassing or intimidating others. These are sad, sad people. Do you think they've got nothing better to do than make the environment we all live in a more stressful place than it already is? Is just sad. You know, Mike Frederick referred to these degenerates as Neanderthals. Good term. The world has always had them out there, and they always insist upon making life uncomfortable for others because they think it's fun. I say they are idiots. Pure and simple. I sure wish I had a better way of turning the tables on them. But usually their small brains see that as someone willing to play their game. Difficult situation to deal with. Glad you are safe and didn't have any actual altercation with them, aside from being pulled forward. But that was over the boundaries in itself.
Thank you.
So that was the crazy biker story, Gavin.
Wow.
What a turn.
That sounds scary.
What a tables of turning were done.
I wonder if this guy thinks that maybe, just maybe, these bikers were just trying to find their way home.
And that's kind of a message for all of us, really. We're all just trying to find our way home.
I think so.
Yeah, that
Or-
twist in there was
Or
real.
maybe because,
The underage girls.
yeah, maybe because he harassed
In
sexually harassed.
2019.
It's funny because he didn't like. That's just, why would he admit that? Like, why would he say like he's used to it?
Innocent until proven guilty, Gavin. Come on, look at Trump. Look what they're doing to Trump. Exactly. Yeah, so that was our Nextdoor Drama segment. Hope you guys like it. Definitely my favorite one so far. I was very happy whenever I found that. And as soon as I saw the in 2019 part, I lost it. I was like, oh man, this is something special right here. So we hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Gavin, anything else, buddy, going on? Or should we just get right into what we're listening to and make it another short one?
Let's just get
Somewhat
right back
short one.
into our.
We should get back into the story. I was trying to play this sound effect earlier, but it wasn't loud enough. I'm going to add it to the soundboard.
911, what's your emergency?
I was trying to play that when he said called 911. Gavin, what are you listening to, or do you want me to go first?
I know what I'm listening to.
Well, let's hear it.
Uranium fever is got me down. I've got Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs by Marty Robbins, released originally in 1959. This is a lot of these songs are featured, or a few of these songs are featured in Fallout New Vegas, but
How many of them are racist?
I don't know. I think maybe a couple of them.
That out right after this.
But they're all about him, though. Like they're all about like him playing a Western character, like he's shooting, killing people and whatnot.
But he's not really.
He's not really. He's
he's
just
a
a
faker.
character. Yeah, and like he talks about, like, he talks about like him doing things. It's nothing about like, oh, I did this, but like that. Yeah, just like that big man there. Yeah, I've listened to most of this album, and I don't know why, but it's just really what I've been in the mood for recently. Just really been in the mood for some 50s country. Don't know why, but that's just, I've found that I enjoy it a pretty good deal. It's not awfully bad, but some of them are kind of racist.
You found like a sort of. Would you say you found a sort of sanctuary?
Yeah, I found a sanctuary in it, except for this one that's called Indian Love Call. Don't like that one.
That's quite interesting, actually.
That one's in the 50s country official Spotify playlist.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I frequent that forum on Reddit.
But they have Hank Williams, they have Elvis in here, Johnny Cash, which I listened to a couple of Johnny Cash albums, or not albums, but a couple songs in this. Pretty good.
I like Johnny Cash. He was a good guy.
Yeah, I killed someone in Reno just to watch him die.
Is that true?
That's literally, yeah. He wrote a whole song about it.
Well, he could just be faking that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did serve time in prison though.
Well,
for killing somebody.
we all do. Don't we all? What are you doing now?
I'm looking up Johnny Cash prison.
Do you want to finish what you're saying about the music?
Oh, he never served a prison sentence.
Oh.
Though he did land in jail 7 times for misdemeanors.
I mean, that happens to all of us.
Yeah, everybody's got their own little things.
Everybody's got prisons.
Yeah, no, it's just I think my inner being tells me that most of these songs probably have a racist background, or the people writing it are
Could be.
racist, but you know,
Well, so does most things.
yeah,
Kind of true.
kind of true. But I just enjoy listening to them, especially when I'm going on like driving from home to my apartment. Don't know why, but highways bring in like the
horse and buggy
yeah,
life.
they bring in the highway blues.
I feel that all
I
right.
don't know, you just get up on the open road. You're just driving. Although I will say I like to drive from St. Louis to St. Charles better than St. Charles to St. Louis. The exits, I will say there's one exit that I really hate, and that's the 270 to 64 exit.
Wait, coming from here to there?
Coming from St. Louis to home, because you have to go. It's like on the far right, and it's the farthest right lane
Yeah.
to go over to 64.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It is a bad one.
Or 64 to 270. I mean,
yeah, that's where I was.
That one's
getting
awful.
Confused.
Yeah, sorry.
It's terrible.
terrible,
It's
awful.
garbage.
Um,
Only Missouri things.
It honestly is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. I don't know. I like it. I like that. There's just something about that era of music. It's kind of neat because there's so much music that you can go back in time and listen. That's the cool thing. And as I realized that I was doing that, is that there's also like obviously different genres of music. There's like 50s rock and roll. There's 50s blues. There's 50s country. There's like there's 50s jazz. Like they have all this other. And even like 30s, 40s, 20s, 1910, like they have stuff like that. Like you can just go back in time and listen to that.
Right.
And
I like to listen to 1930s hardcore music.
Yeah. You probably, yeah, you could.
1930s emo.
Yeah, there we go.
Back when old Donald Duck was playing
Yeah.
the blues.
What's that one actor where he's like, "Do you have a mommy?"
Oh yeah. See if I can do it.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good.
was
That's
close.
pretty close.
It was pretty close. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Would you be my mama?
There we go.
There we go, folks. Let's see if we can find it. I think Vic made a hole. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Excuse me. He played... Ah, shit. What duck did he play? Fuck. Shit. Famous duck actor. I just spelled Arctor. Fuck. Oh, I'm going to find it and it's going to drive me crazy. No, I can't find him. Famous duck voice actor. Oh, I can't remember the name of the duck. Is this him? No. Shit, I'll find it for next time. It's one of my favorites. Did you find it? I can't even find it by searching up Would You Be My Mom? Okay, I'm getting bored of it. Now Gavin's just playing Donald Duck clips.
It's so good to me. I am the best mommy in the whole world.
That's pretty good. My recommendation for this week is gonna be a new one. It's a new band to me, at least. I've known of this band for a long time, never listened to them. Gavin doesn't know them either. We were talking about them earlier. And that is the band Gang of Four. They're a 70s, 80s post-punk band, which I think is mislabeled in my opinion.
What's the name of it?
The name of the band?
Yeah.
Gang of Four.
Okay.
And I am going to be recommending their debut album from 1979 called Entertainment with an exclamation point. I occasionally will like to put on old punk stuff. I definitely like post-punk more than punk. Because I think it's just a little bit more musical. And punk as an era to me is really cool, but punk as a sound, little lackluster. Like I think even like the Clash is more post-punk than punk in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
They definitely do a lot of things that aren't even punk. Like they're very talented musicians. But yeah, Gang of Four, their debut album, excuse me again, I had beans earlier, called Entertainment. Very good. Just it's nice to listen to music that isn't a downer. Like every song is very upbeat and happy and fun and very riffy and like
Is it
very
ska?
No trumpets. It's very upbeat and poppy and happy but it's also very simple. Like it's like all very simple guitar licks. Like it's probably like a 3 to 4 person band.
Really? Okay.
You know, like one guitar player, one bass player, one drummer, and one singer. Well, 2 singers.
Black coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac.
Nope, not like that at all. Actually,
Was a time bomb.
my favorite song on the album is "Damaged Goods." Like I said, I don't know much about Gang of Four. It's my first time really even listening. Gang of Four. But they're good. I enjoyed it. I had fun listening to it, and I think Gavin, I think you should give this album especially a shot. Also, the last song on the album is quite interesting. I forgot the name of it. It's called Love Like Anthrax. It's very good too. Yeah,
Like the band
good.
Anthrax?
Yeah, except for that wasn't a band at that time. They weren't even born yet. They might have been formed. I don't know.
They weren't even formed yet.
They weren't even formed yet.
In the womb.
Do you remember when you were formed? When Adam and Eden? Excuse me again. When Adam and Eden. When Eve and Adam screamed the earth and made
Speaking
you.
of clapping, that one BBC clip you sent me where the guy was like, I think Vic Berger edited this.
Yeah, the
That
guy, you mean Judd Apatow, director of many movies such as Superbad
And that one really bad movie on Netflix.
and
that
a lot
people
of
really
horrible
hate.
Adam Sandler movies. Most of Adam Sandler's horrible
He's
movies.
got a daughter. He stood up for
Yeah,
somebody.
his daughter is in Gavin. What show? Come on,
The
Maud
one-
Apatow.
Euphemism. Euphoria. There we go.
Euphorism.
She's in Euphoria, isn't she?
Yeah, let's go through his. Oh, he made 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is apparently a really good movie. I've never seen it. Knocked Up, never seen it.
Nope.
King of Staten Island, the
I've heard that's good.
Joe Pesci. Sorry, excuse me. The Pete Davidson movie.
The Joe Pesci, Pete Davidson movie. That sounds like a crossover.
The Joe Pesci, Pete Davidson
Yeah, Kim Kardashian.
buddy comedy
Kim
movie.
Kardashian.
Oh my God. See, I gotta be careful talking bad about comedy movies because I don't know if you knew this, but I work for a very famous comedian's podcast.
Really?
Yeah, there's a recent movie that he did that I'm not a big fan. What? I didn't even know that. Did he? Hold on.
Hold the phone.
Hold on, guys. Oh, no, he didn't direct it. Well, then why the fuck is he listed on here, huh?
Associate producer.
He's me. See, again, he's like... Yeah, see, it's somebody else. I don't even know. I'm trying to find other movies he directed, but it's showing me, like, movies he worked on. Oh, Superbad, he directed that, right? Nope, didn't direct that. Produced it, though. Okay. I'm getting bored. Yeah, anyways, he tweeted that out about this video and was like, "This seems like a Vic Berger edit."
Yeah,
And I
because
was
they
like,
just kept clapping after
Yeah.
someone was like,
Such
it
a
was
weird clip.
very strange.
Yeah, look that up if you haven't seen it. Some BBC cooking show, and like the food she shows is like so gross.
Awful. And it kept cutting to the food, too.
Salmon and grilled vegetables. Yeah, it was so bizarre and definitely a very Vic type thing, even though he didn't make it. But yeah, that was really fun to see Judd Apatow see that and make that connection.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's you want to play that outro music?
Yes. I got to post the song recommendations. I didn't write down what you recommended last week.
Anyway,
welcome, everybody.
I thought you had posted it for some reason yesterday. And I
No.
didn't even see it. I wasn't even going to bring it up because I was like, I think you posted it, but
I have a
was looking
reminder
in
on my
chat.
phone still. Well, everybody, thanks for listening to Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 76. You'll be listening to us. I won't be listening to you, and you won't be listening to you, but I will tell you what, we're here for you.
Yeah, next week will be, if we record on Monday, you'll get to hear about Gavin's first day back at school. And the week after should be a pretty fun episode because I'll be back from New York and fresh and ready for some stories and walking here and whatnot.
He's going to hold out telling me those stories, too.
I'm going to hold out a lot of things from Gavin, but I definitely will. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Next episode should be fun, hopefully. And, got a dog barking. Anything else, Gavin?
Don't think so.
Goodbye, bye.